So this is Poppy without Grandma, but doing kind of a little bit different video today about a repair issue that I'm having on the Airstream. So I did a little research online looking for a solution to the problem, and all I found was people basically changing the valves out in the for the gray water and the black water tanks. So my issue was a little different. It was the handle that broke off, and it seems that everyone that I saw on the internet was saying that they cut holes in the cover over the black water or gray water tank to replace the valves, and I didn't want to do that. That seemed like a kind of an extreme thing to do, and just kind of not the right thing to do, I guess. So I had some different ideas, and it was confirmed by at least one person on Air forums. I will put their name somewhere in here, and thanks to them who gave me kind of confirmation to do what I wanted to do, and here we go. This happened. It's the handle. It pulled right out of there, and yeah, it's back up in there where it came loose. Yeah, now this one, black water handle, you can see it's riveted together like right there. Luckily, this broke off in the open position, or came off in the open position. I'm gonna get this thing set up on some cement and get it up in the air and see what we have, and we'll see what happens. All right, so this is my 2009 Airstream Classic. The first thing I did was to put a cinder block under the front jack, because what I'm going to attempt to do is jack it up and put the leveling blocks under the tires on both sides to get it up and pretty level on the cement. See the bar there. Got it on the cement, got my jack. I'm gonna see about trying to get this thing up in the air and see what I can do. What I'm doing is jacking it up enough to get 2 blocks under each side on the wheels, so I can get it up as high as I can with the blocks that I have, and then I'll raise the front of the stream up as needed on the jack. So I was only able to get it 6 blocks high, even with my nice extension jack there. So now I'm gonna see about getting under here and undoing most of the bolts on that shield, and see if I can't get it to drop down on one side so I can reach this thing and put it back on. Thankfully it broke off in the open position, so I don't have a full tank. If you have a full tank, that might be a whole nother story. I don't know if this will work the same way or not. Under the Airstream, as you can see, this thing is bolted all the way across and down each side. And what I'm going to attempt to do, and also there's a couple in the middle there, attempt to undo both of the sides, front and back, and then I'm going to use my jack with the help of a board, and I'm going to support the driver's side over there where the valves are, and undo those, and try and drop the pan down just on that side so that I can gain access to that where that valve lever attaches to the valve. Also, get that silicone off from around that pipe there. That might give me some trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and start on doing these and see what happens. So I got me a 2x4 and I put it all along that front edge right there. Just a little pressure on it just to hold it up before I undo all the rest of the bolts. I got most of them done down the side. Get the rest of them on this side and on that other side right there. I think I left 2. And then we'll see if I can't get it to come down. Now, note to self, you might want to get that corner bolt out before you put your 2x4 there, or make sure the 2x4 is even with the tank or the shield, because now I need a swivel to get to that thing. Pull bolts out. Now I need to try and get that silicone off from around that pipe right there, the drain pipe. I think it's holding it up, or could possibly. So I'm gonna take that off and I'll just re-silicone that when I'm done. All right, let's see what happens. I got it down a good little bit. As you can see, there's some styrofoam like stuffed up around that tank. Yeah, that little plate was coming down with it. I might have to try and tape that back up some kind of way. There's the tank. Oops. Valve's right in there. I don't know if I can see it on this video or not. But, see if I can reach it, or maybe get this to come down just a little bit more. All right, let's see what's stopping it from coming down. This rubber piece for the black tank valve is glued in there and it's not open at the top. So what I might have to do is cut a little slit in the top of that just to get it to come down a little more. And so it can take the weight off of that rod for that valve as well. So I'm gonna try that. It's almost down enough for me to get to the valve. It's right up in there. So try and get it to come down. Let's see if we can do that. I cut that little rubber piece there and it came down far enough. And you can see the rod now right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and see about getting me a little screw that will fit through that hole there and attach it back to that rod. Guess I'm gonna have to cut another slit in that there so I can get it to go back in place. So, yep, let's get that done. I don't know if you can see it, but looks like the rivet that held the handle onto the rod broke off in it. Just trying to push it out using this little nail. Not having very much success though. It's pretty stuck in there, so I'm not sure what exactly I'm gonna do about that, but we'll figure it out. All right, so I got that little piece of what was left of the rivet out that was stuck in there, and I put the clip on it to hold it. I'm going to put a little Sikaflex around that clip just to kind of secure it, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I did have to cut that little rubber on this side as well so that when I go to put the tank back up, or the cover for the tank rather, it will go around the rod. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of Sikaflex on there and we'll call it a day. Well, after I put it back together. All right, so we Sikaflexed it up real good just to make sure that it's not gonna come out. Now I'm gonna clean up around this tube here, a little bit of dish detergent, and then wipe it down with some alcohol. That way when I get it up there, I can go ahead and Sikaflex around it real good, seal it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Got it back up there. I some Sikaflex all around that pipe. And now I'm ready to bolt it back up. Just a word to the wise, whenever you go put the bolts back in, always start them off by hand. Usually it's best to get them all in before you tighten them down too. Start tightening them down just in case you need to move it around a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that and we'll be done. Alright, so there we go. We got it all Sikaflexed up around the tube there. All the bolts are in, and did not have to cut a hole in that cover. So I'm very happy about that. A couple of screws gave me a little trouble going back in, but started them off by hand and with the ratchet, and then used the old impact there to get them up. So now I just got to get it down, and we're done. So there you have it. That's how to repair the valve handle on a Airstream without cutting a hole in the tank covers there.